What's up, folks? Vloghast number 2. So I just want to take some time really for this one to just kind of reflect on where FE tubers kind of were, what they were doing, and then what they're doing now, which I personally think is cool enough to like reflect on and talk about and open a discussion on. So when I first started YouTubing, it was in like 2013. I'm just going to say 2013 because I don't really remember. But what I was doing was Let's Plays. Everyone was doing Let's Plays. Mangs was doing Let's Plays. Don and Mecha, they were doing like LTC runs and stuff. Marky Joe was running his Rage Fest. There was other things, but for the most part, there wasn't many YouTuber guys who were relevant, quote unquote, who like, there was like, you can count off your hand is what I'm saying, of relevant YouTubers that did Fire Emblem back in the day. And they were mostly doing, we were all doing the same thing. We were all doing Let's Plays. My style of like Let's Playing was like laid back and chill. Marky Joe was insightful because he has a lot of like, he had like map knowledge as well as like a dry wit type thing. Mecha and Don, they were doing LTC stuff, so they were really smart and they knew how to, you know, exploit the game and whatever. And Mangs was Norwegian, so we all had different personalities and we all had different things to bring to the table. But for the most part, we were all doing similar things. There wasn't really a excuse me. I still get coughing fits because of this virus. But yeah, for the most part, we all had different personalities, which was fine. But no one was really doing scripted videos. And I can't speak for like every single FE tuber out there back when Awakening came out. But I do recall, like, if you went on Reddit and you asked, like, who was the best or who was your favorite FE tuber, then it would be like Mangs, Marky Joe, me, Don, and like that was it. Like it felt like that was it. And there was 4 of us and there wasn't really a community. It was just guys on the internet doing YouTube videos about Fire Emblem. That was it. And then like even still after Awakening comes out, not a lot of people are still really doing like gameplay stuff because capture cards are still like freaking like legendary Pokemon at this point where they're super freaking expensive. You can't really find one and it's just a total, it's a mess. Like there's Loopy and Katsu Kitty and that's still what it is today. And it's just, it's wild how like hard they are to acquire and stuff like that. Like you have to get lucky, I find, or you want to drop like mad money and stuff like that. So even when Awakening comes out, I felt like the community, you can't even really call it a YouTubing community. It's just, I think Fire Emblem itself was just too small and therefore the community was also small and consequently, there wasn't a lot of FE tubers. Now Fates rolls around and then I was observing more kind of names started to pop up. Lucky Crit, I think, was doing a Fates Let's Play. And he was still kind of like on the low end of like subscribers and like kind of, you know, popularity for lack of a better term. And then Mangs got a capture card, so he blew up from the Fates LP, and then I kind of followed suit because I tagged along with him in some Let's Plays, so I helped, like I kind of came up too. And I was doing like plot reviews and whatever and stuff like that, and Mangs was like promoting me and stuff. I think Blazing Night, I think when Fates might have been 2 years ago at this point. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. And like Blazing Night, I think his first like countdown regarding Fire Emblem was like 2 or 3 years ago. So like again, around like Awakening and Fates, like when the 3DS Fire Emblem is really blowing up, he comes into the game and now he's another name. And what I remember is like when people asked on Reddit, who's your like, which like FE tuber do you watch? It was still like a handful of guys. And then Blazing Night kind of came into the mix and we talked about him a lot. And well, we didn't talk about him a lot. We just knew his name because he was around. And it was when he was still Crash 500X or whatever. FE tubers that are around now who started to make videos like 2 years ago, who were at this point like between 1,000 subscribers and like 5,000 subscribers. So like, the one that really stands out to me was like the custom supports, that custom supports person who like made those videos, and those were like really popular and they were huge in the community and Reddit and stuff. So it was that, like Max HP's like videos on like the custom supports were like big and the custom conversations were big, and then I think around that time 2 or 3 years ago, I think Pavias Productions was making videos. He was still pretty small. Like Blazing Night was doing stuff. I think there was a guy named Ishiono Ben who I think was around around that time. I know he made videos about Awakening and Fates. I don't know if they were like 2 years ago. The point is that after Fates and after like the game is getting more popular and stuff like that, more YouTubers are coming in, and they're all like, you know, relatively new and whatever. And then as time progresses onto Echoes, you know, I kind of get a resurge because I made that Echoes reaction video, and Echoes is the greatest game of all time, and that's all there is to it. Lucky Crit, like Stevie from Lucky Crit, he gets big. So he's another big name that's coming in, and like we're giving him shout outs and stuff, and Mangs and him are like, you know, communicating and doing featured videos and stuff like that. So he's kind of into the mix as well, which is sweet because he makes really cool content and stuff like that. And then like Mabid XX, there was a handful of FE tubers that were like collaborating with each other, and I felt like they were like a group of friends. It really came off like there was just like a group of friends who did Fire Emblem stuff, who just, they didn't go their separate ways, but they started to like have their own channel, and they started to build on that and whatnot. I think Zerk Monster Hunter was probably making videos at that point. And those are like the names that I recognize. We're all in this big Discord, like Fire Emblem channel YouTube guy group, from like people who were under 1,000 subscribers to like at most like Sage Master and Phoenix Master. We're all in this group where we all converse, and it's mostly talking about Fire Emblem Heroes because that server is basically Fire Emblem Heroes all the time. But that's whatever. And I'm going to get to that in a second, actually. So they're all doing their own thing, I feel. Like, we're all, you know, evolving, and we're all progressing past doing Let's Plays, which is the biggest thing for me. Is we used to be doing all these Let's Plays, but now, like, we all kind of have our own specialties and our own niches and our own, like, identifiers. I'm, like, my identifiers are, like, the plot reviews, the support sciences, and a Let's Play here and there. Mangs is doing the character spotlight, doing his like Patreon stuff and doing his Let's Plays and stuff. He's still predominantly a Let's Play channel. Lucky Crit is like, he's the guy who his biggest thing is like he's doing these news breakdowns, and he's like analyzing the news and things coming up in the Fire Emblem, like things that are relevant to Fire Emblem. And we're just doing different things, and we're trying things, and I think consequently that makes the landscape more diverse and therefore more interesting. We're still like the community is still like very small. So it's interesting to me to observe like this, like to really be a part of a community that was really not one. And then since the franchise itself is getting so much more popular, new people are coming in, and these new names are coming in, and they're all doing their own thing. So then there's that. And these folks are like floating between like 1,000 subscribers and like 5,000 subscribers. And then Heroes comes along, which like blows the doors wide open. Like you have a bunch of these YouTube guys who are like doing analysis and breakdowns and strategies and build guides and friggin' whatever, and it's just like massive. It's huge. Like Fire Emblem Heroes has done so much like cool things to observe in this community. It's like they're all these like, not only are they personalities, but they're also doing things that are a hot topic. They're interesting to like observe, and like if you like Heroes enough, you'll watch them, and they're all like interesting people to just kind of be with and interact with. Like you have the shit posters who are like hilarious. Mabid XX, even though he doesn't do like, I don't think he does like a lot of like, he's not known for like his analysis, but he is known for like his really really good like effect skills and like his Tinder Emblem stuff, which is hilarious. I really like watching those, and that's like his thing. Like that's his thing, which is really cool. Everyone is like getting their things that aren't just Let's Plays, which is just interesting to watch and observe and seeing where things go from there. Phoenix Master, like he's like, he does these really consistent in-depth videos. I know Strategist Master and like Nimius Plays and like Sacred Spear, they all do hero stuff. Sage Master does like 3 videos a day, which is just, he's like, man, he's a character, man. He's such a nice dude. I'm gonna DM you, Sage, and see how things are going with you. And even like the non kind of commentary channels who are just uploading like strategies and builds and stuff, that's also cool to see too. If you're a fan of Roy, then there's literally a channel that talks about like, he just does Roy things in Heroes, which is just sweet. And there's other channels who do the same thing. And you know, Heroes I feel like it's such a diverse and deep game with a lot of like potential to like introduce people to the franchise. And it has. I even spoke to people who were like, I was never really interested in Fire Emblem until I started playing Heroes, and now like I'm interested in like these side characters and these other characters and FE4 and stuff like that, which is awesome to hear, because yeah, they deserve to get known and recognized and whatnot. And with that popularity comes, you know, more people doing different kinds of content, and that's really cool. And I don't know if like a lot more like pure Let's Play kind of guys are going to come up. I'm not looking forward to new Let's Players and coming up because first of all, I can't really sit down and watch someone else do a Let's Play. I just can't really do it. The community is doing different things and it's just exciting. The idea of people doing new things, the idea of more people coming in and doing their own thing is cool for me to watch. And you can, and like I can see that they all have potential. Like when I've watched like, you know, Pavise's or like Max HP's videos or like any other video of like an Effie tuber, like I can see things that they can improve on, and then I know like they'll probably figure it out on their own because we all did. Like every YouTuber has done that. I've improved on my scripts. Mangs has improved on his scripts. Like Mecha's improved on his, like, oh yeah, even Mecha, like Mecha's on the come up too, and he does like his own style, his own thing, his own LTC stuff, and he's like really owning it now, which is really, really cool. Marky's consistently doing his own thing. Like it's just cool to see everyone doing stuff. So there's like two shirts of like either size left. So if you want one, time's running short, and I'll be in contact with the rest of you who ordered shirts via email. Really inefficient system, but like that's the way I do things. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.